Quite a lot more on, well, the Senate matter is right there. You also have the issue that's been transpiring in River State. And then, is it been put, has the matter been laid to rest in Lagos State, you know, because that matter now seems to have gone silent. But we're going to be taking all the views from Mr. Laolu Akande, who's a former presidential spokesperson. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Good morning, Mr. Markwell.
Quite a lot to, think about, and quite a lot to, express opinions on. Well, it's been 1 week. In fact, it's been like 1 week, 5 troubles, more or less. Not 1 week, 1 trouble again. I'm just, thinking, first and foremost, you just heard Senator Peter Nweboyi. Your quick thoughts on that?
Well, I think what is missing in the way the Senate is approaching this matter is that when a survivor, at least that is what she has alleged, a survivor of a sexual harassment case is speaking, the global best practice is don't do anything that might suggest that she's being silenced. And you cannot define where and how she chooses to express herself, because this is a real problem that most women will never talk about. So I understand their argument about following their rules. That's the logic of all of these things. But the emotion of all of these things is stronger than the logic. And that's why it requires, leadership is always expected to be able to balance this thing out. It's not looking good that you have a bunch of men trying to run down one woman who has said that she has been sexually harassed. I'm deeply concerned about the conduct of men sticking by the logic and abandoning the emotions.
That raises another kettle of fish, but I want to quickly throw it to Ayo. I'm sure he will also like to get a few questions in. Ayo.
Laolu just spoke to now is something that is actually quite strong about it. But then it's one part, Laolu, that cannot be legislated. We can't legislate emotions. We can't legislate sentiments. So, and that, I don't know how we can put those in the Senate rules. What do you think?
Yeah, so that is the whole point about leadership. Okay, so yeah, somebody needs to step up in this matter and try to resolve it. First of all, they need to stop all of these images and all these meetings, all of this ganging up against this woman. That has to stop. It has to stop, okay? And then the leadership of the Senate needs to show us that there is going to be a dispassionate consideration of our allegations. That is it, and once that is sorted, if you think that you need to, punish her for violating the rules, which I think doesn't really, it's something that can be explained and she's warned not to do that again, is the better way to handle it. This idea of all of the men coming out and brandishing the rules, brandishing the red book, and all of that, is not looking pretty at all, because this woman has said to the whole world that she has been sexually harassed. So we have to be careful. The Nigerian Senate has to be careful not to create and maintain an impression that we are trying to silence her. And what we have seen so far is a lot of men, 1 or 2 women, but a lot of men holding meetings, speaking out, coming to the media to run this woman down. It is looking very, it's a poor reflection on the Nigerian Senate.
But even at that, going by what you said just now about, the rules, so on the one hand, what Senator Nweboyi said is something that a good number of people haven't really, quite looked at. It would be like a general, should I say, undermining of the rules of the House in a way. Because on the one, initially the argument was that she didn't, there was no petition, and then when the petition was presented, there is that opinion that it was not rightly done. So it would seem like on the one hand, there is the issue of rules not being followed. On the other hand, is the personalization of the entire thing. Amakwe asked that question the other time, that a formal or official position has quickly escalated or de-escalated into a personal issue. The dynamics are a lot different now, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, and what Nigerians are seeing is the personalization of the whole thing. And Nigerians are not impressed that this is what has come to the center of the focus when we are thinking of the Senate. That's not why the Nigerian people put them in the Senate. We didn't send them there to go and settle and be fighting openly like this. So yes, like I said, their rules are their rules. There must be ways in which they manage those rules so that everybody is in conformity. The woman has now taken her seat, where they said she belonged. That was where she spoke yesterday. When she was going to do the petition, to me, it seemed the woman was trapped. Everybody waited for her to do the wrong thing before they now said, oh, well, you are not supposed to do it that way. But all of those things, they are just legalists, really, honestly. In the eye of the ordinary Nigerian, they are legalists, and there's too much of it. What is bad is you have a bunch of men trying to shout down a woman that is alleging sexual harassment, looking very bad.